Welcome back, everybody. We had a little bit more snow last night and got down into the single digits again. Looks like we're going to get another inch or two tonight, tomorrow, and then right back down to kind of looking like maybe zero. So yeah, it's not letting up. Sounds like maybe towards the end of the week we'll get a little break. But I guess we're going to work on benches here today, and you can see there that I've kind of got started on them. We're building some as cheap as I could come up with, and still a pretty decent bench that will last a while. I thought I would show you how I'm going about building it, and with the prices that we have here, we're building a 3-foot bench for $3.45 per linear foot, which I thought was pretty reasonable if you price greenhouse benches. So now the reason we're building a narrow bench, a lot of times you'll see 4 and sometimes even 5-foot wide benches in greenhouses. The reason I'm just building a 3-foot bench is because one of my pet peeves is growing anything under the drip line of a basket. So I try to strategically place pots, planters, any kind of a container. I try to place them in a way that they will not catch any of the drip line from any of the baskets. And I'm going to turn this phone around and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, this is the bench that we're building. We're just building it out of 92-inch or stud 2x4s. They're 92 inches long, and when you add a 2x4 on each end of that bench, that makes it 8 feet. And we're using hog panels for the top that I'll just steeple down, and just treated legs. I didn't go with treated tops because a lot of times when you put a treated board in a greenhouse, it tends to want to warp and twist. So that's the reason I didn't do that. Most of the year, really, these benches aren't going to have anything much on them. So I don't think that that will be a problem as far as that wood rotting. We have benches in the other greenhouses that have been there for years and years with rough cut lumber that's not treated that held up really well. But in the past, we have just used those pallets on the floor to grow in this same area. And that is hard. My wife does 99% of the planting, and it's going to be a whole lot easier managing the plants up on these benches. And it's also easier for the customers that sort through our pots, and that gives them, it's just a little bit easier for them to go through them if they're up off the ground. So, but anyway, I wanted to tell you why we're building this narrow bench is because up ahead here, if you see those little red drippers there, everywhere that there is a red dripper, there's going to be a basket hanging there. And I just absolutely refuse to hang or grow anything under those drip lines. So I try to arrange the greenhouse so that everything is grown in rows between the drip lines. So 3 feet is about all the space that we have in between these two rows. And as we go on through the season, you'll see that, and you'll see how we set this up. But we'll do another row of these benches right over here, the length of the greenhouse, and then we'll usually have a row, actually 2 rows of planters there where that green hose is at, and then we'll have a row of planters just on this side of the benches. And that still gives us a little bit of room, probably not enough room, but room to be able to walk, and when it comes time to sell, people can still get through. But we do that on both sides. That side of the greenhouse over there is dedicated almost 100% to geraniums, and this side's a little bit of everything, as you'll see. But I just kind of wanted to show you what we're working on here today, and I'll probably just kind of bring you along on this little build here as we're working on it. I'm hoping to make a little bit of progress today. We worked on cattle this morning, and that held me up, but hopefully we can get a little of this done today. Alrighty, we're going to slow it down here a little bit and show you guys in real time as we finish up the last bench before I have to go make more cuts. I've got my wife here with me helping, and that's really sped up. So basically we're just putting 2x4s across the ends, and I've borrowed my brother's nail gun, so that's helped also. We're going to nail these up and just go from there. And we chose treated legs just for the fact they're going to be standing on some wet ground most of the time. So we did go with treated legs. And 2 feet, we thought 2 feet was sufficient for height to be able to work and shop off of. place here in the middle just to kind of keep it from twisting back and forth. With the cuts I'm making now, kind of have that to where it's easy to measure out and know where to put it. Alright, so that is it till I go cut more boards. So we'll shut her down here for now. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch up with you on the next video.